There may be a few of you in the audience who are first generation Hispanic, and by that I mean that you lived or born in another country and came to live in America. But I think there are even more of you playing the very key role of second generation. I, along with my brothers and sisters, are second generation. My mom and dad are the first generation, along with my grandparents, my cousins, my aunts and uncles, and all those other people that were born in Mexico and came to live here. They still retain some of the Mexican customs. I was born in America and retained the title of American of Mexican descent. I'm second generation. I know how hard it is to be part of the second generation sometimes. I still remember my mother telling me, "You're turning your back on your people. You are becoming too American." And then later on in the years, I heard my daughter say to me, "Oh God, Mom, you're so Mexican." It's tough to be second generation. We are the bridge generation. That's how we refer to ourselves. We carry the responsibility of bringing the culture of our parents to the culture of America. Our desire to be part of mainstream America sometimes is so misunderstood that even the very people we love don't get it. My daughter, on the other hand, is third generation. She is fully assimilated, 100% American. Now, what does that mean? It means that her cultures and traditions are based entirely on America. And that's the way it's been for the entire history of our country. Growing up, my mother, father, and grandmother, they were so determined for me to be an upstanding American citizen, that they made sure I received the best of what this country could offer. And the three most important gifts that this country could give me were education, education, education. English is my native language, but my love of reading and my thirst for knowledge has shaped a pretty darn good writer I think I am today. The secret to becoming whatever it is you are dreaming of becoming is this. Listen very closely. The secret is, there's no secret. Education. 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 Stay in school. Learn from the best. And the best being your parents and your teachers. Listen to both, for they are the guides that you have been given to stay out of harm's way, to stay out of trouble, and get smarter and smarter every day, every second of your life. You're not going to get ahead in this world or make those dreams come true if you're wasting time hanging out with the wrong people. And don't pretend you don't know who those wrong people are. You know when the bad people are influencing you. Be smart now, today. Make the right choices today. I know that each one of you is smart enough to know what it takes to be a success. The coulda, shoulda, wouldas of life, and I heard a lot of them growing up. They're cop-outs. Don't believe that you have the option to decide purposely on doing something bad or wrong today, because you always have tomorrow to do the right thing. Nuh-uh-uh-uh. Very few people are ever that lucky for a second chance. Be confident, because you are smart. Make the right choices today and be patient with yourself and life. You have to believe in yourself. You have to trust yourself. You have to love yourself. Do you love yourself? Yeah. Okay, from this side of the room, I want to hear the yeses. Yeah. Middle room? I don't like what I hear.
No.
You haven't convinced me, and how the heck are you going to convince yourself? Let me tell you a story. I used to get up in the morning, go to the bathroom, look in the mirror. I don't do this anymore. Don't tell anybody I said this. But I'd ask myself, whom do you love? And I'd say, well, maybe because I was sleepy, I'd say, me. And I would look in the mirror again, look me straight in the eyes, and I'd say, who do you love? Whom do you love? Straighten up even even better, and I'd say, me. Then I'd say, come on, you know you can do better than that. Whom do you love? Then I say it so the whole household could hear. Me! It's gotta be me! Because who else could it be? And besides, when you take me and you spell it backwards, it spells M. And it couldn't be more clear than that. And then my brothers and sisters would yell at me to shut up and get out of the bathroom. But do you see how that works? Because you remind yourself that you're worth the love, and it starts, everybody do this. It starts with me. It starts with me. Now I want to hear from the rest of you. Now I really want to hear it. So, middle of the room, whom do you love? Me. I think at first I can do better than that. Whom do you love? Me. Last far in, whom do you love? Me. Middle, you want to try it again? Me. I like it. Now don't forget that question. And don't forget this moment. Another thing you should never forget, that as long as you are a student, you have a job, a very important one at that. And that job is to educate yourself and stay in school. And I know what you're thinking. If this is a job, it sure doesn't pay anything. I agree. It doesn't pay you in money. But it will pay off in the long run and set the course of your future. And the ultimate goal of this job should be a college education. Oh, gosh, college. But college is simply the next step in your educational development. That's all it is. Never doubt that you can't go to college. You'd be surprised how many kids I hear say, I can't go to college. Why? Anyone can go to college. Everyone should go to college. When my Becky was a little girl, just starting to formulate words and talk to me, she was about 2.5, 3 years old. And at that age, I started dropping hints about how important school was. And I would tell her that when she grows up, she's going to go to school, then she's going to go to college, and after that, I don't care what she did as long as she got a college education. It turned into a little game between us, that whenever she did something silly or made a small mistake, like put her shoes on backwards or cut the hair off all her dolls, I would raise my hands and I would say, what on earth am I ever going to do with you? Her response became, send me to Harvard. I'm not sure if many of you know, but Harvard is one of the most prestigious, one of the most Ivy League schools in our universities in our nation. But for Fadi, it simply represented the importance of getting her education and doing her best. Fadi's in college right now, and to this very day, she has never forgotten that she has a job, and she needs to do it to the best of her ability. She knows, and you should each know, that is probably the most important job you will ever hold. So in closing, let me wish you all a very memorable Hispanic Heritage Month. Take pride in who you are, honor your roots, but never forget that who you are is more important than where you came from. It's fine to take pride in your ancestral history, but keep in mind that you're America's first and foremost. Thank you.